Hello, welcome to OMAT. Glad you're here. I have a question that I want us to ask ourselves. What's the longest you've waited before you plugged in a device? Was the battery at like 15%, 3%, 1%, lower perhaps? Well, I think the funniest for me is when my plug is right there and I refuse to look up and just plug it in. And the same thing for myself, my body, my mind. Sometimes I know that my battery would replenish. I picture a battery above my head. My battery would replenish as soon as I look up and drink a little bit of water. But it's one more email or one more sentence. And it feels like these little things are the things that are going to stop us and pause us too long. But it's really the little sips of water and the plugging in of the devices that allow us to keep going. And as soon as you do it, you could stop thinking about how you're not doing it. So let's do the small little movements, the little tasks. Let's get into the present moment. What's the small movement that you could do to get into this present moment? How do you slow yourself down? Maybe a sip of water. And now that we're a little more present, let's see about going into our first exercise here of gratitude. We are practicing looking for gratitude. It feels like these little things are getting in the way, and why should I do it? And why do I have to keep repeating? But it's that muscle. And then we get to have that. We're gratitudely fit. Let's see what we can find when we look for gratitude in this minute. Let's wrap for now. Have a little water. Sometimes I get to have the pleasure of, during the time where I am consciously giving gratitude in that minute, my face gets to relax. And I feel grateful that it's relaxing. And I feel like that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that muscle to work its way into me relaxing. I could keep looking for it. That's the muscle. Let's go into meditation. Let's sit in any comfortable position. Let's move away from the thought that we don't want to think about. If we're saying, hey, can I get a break from this? Let's take this time for that break. Let's sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, and breathe. As we come back, let's find the water. And let's find that that is what today's meditation felt like. That is where our mind went, and this is where our mind can go now. Let's decide that it is writing time, and it'll be writing time. Find your utensil and allow whatever goes through, even if it feels a little uncomfortable, allow it to get onto the page and rip it up afterwards if that feels safer. But let's write anything right now. Let's wrap for now, finding water. And we're practicing wrapping. Sometimes we just get started, like 50 seconds into it, we get started. So that means we need a much bigger muscle to use to keep going, to say that's all right. And now we're working that muscle and getting into stretching. Let's do a sun salutation. Stand up if you can, stand up. And do any of the poses that feel right to your body. Move nice and slow, starting with a deep inhale as you raise your arms out and then up. Look up, reach up, and when you're ready, fold forward. Exhale, hang over your feet. When you're ready, halfway lift, flat back, straightening out the legs, looking up. And then let's switch to a high plank. Plant your palms down, step your feet back, hold it there for a second, then slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Once you're there, push your palms, look up, head up, chest is up. If you like it there, stay for another moment. We're going to meet you in down dog, hips up into an upside down V. And stay there for a moment if you like. And then walk your feet forward towards your hands and roll up. Nice and slow, meeting the hands above the head and exhaling it down to the center of the chest and holding for a moment. And sometimes I stay in down dog longer than the other poses, or anywhere where I feel like this needs another moment, I take it. And now the water. And our muscles are nice and warm now. Let's get into that ready position for plank pose. We're going to commit to getting into the pose. That's it. Beyond that, we don't have to concern ourselves right now. Let's be ready, let's be willing, and let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's get up and plank. Use that strength. Your mind and body have to work together here. Your body sometimes knows it before your mind or vice versa, and you're in for 10 seconds. What do they know? They know you can keep staying up there. Sometimes your mind starts doubting and your body says, look, I'm doing it. Here I am. We're good. That's 20 seconds in, and you can have this conversation with yourself so that you continue to use that strength. And there it is. You're in for 30 seconds. We now have less than half of the time. You're doing great. Even if you came down off the plank, take a deep breath, join back up for 20 seconds. We are towards the end here, so find your strength as if you need to stay for another minute. You won't. You have only 10 seconds left, but use the amount of strength that you will need for that whole time, giving you 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Come down off your plank. Take your time. Take a stretch position if you like. Find the water. Find a way to remember if you got up into the plank, even for just a couple of seconds, to let yourself know you said you would do it. Now you did it. That's where you are for today. Whatever that looked like, let's move into our next exercise. Of course, after some water, let's break some procrastination. What can we do that's so small that it becomes manageable? It becomes a thing that we believe we can do, and we're going to take action on it. Let's see what we can find by looking for the smallest task to do and doing it now. Let's wrap the task for now, finding the water. And remember, it looks like what it looks like today. We are practicing these exercises. So they're going to be imperfect. This is behind the scenes. This is the gym. Let's keep practicing. Let's see how we can connect when we put our energy towards that exercise, when we look to connect with someone. Let's see what we find. Try to connect right now. Let's wrap for now, finding the water. And keeping in mind, I keep saying, let's look, see what we find. I'm not saying make a best friend right now in this minute. It's way too much pressure. Connecting is a muscle, and that's what we're doing. We're using it to see what it feels like, to get a little more comfortable with it so that we can keep using it, keep becoming vulnerable and being okay with it. Let's keep going. Let's shake it off if we need to. Let's do some aerobic exercise if you can. Walk around, jumping jacks, dance, whatever you can do. Let's do it right now. 3, 2, 1, and we're moving our body. We're moving our body. We promised in this minute, that's the amount of time, that's what we're going to be doing, and that's what we should be doing. That's 10 seconds. Of course, we're not shitting all over ourselves. We are keeping the promise in as simple as possible, 20 seconds. If that means walking around with an attitude, but saying I committed and I'm doing it, then that's what it looks like today. That's fine. That's 30 seconds in. We are now more than halfway done. If you can, take the anger out of your face, take it out. If you need more anger in there, keep doing it for 20 more seconds. Grunt if you need it. What do you need? We're finding out right now during this minute that we only have 10 seconds left. How much energy can you put into this final exercise here just for today? For 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Great job. Thanks for taking OMAT today.